Well, welcome to this little mini forum on the warrant for the town meeting, which will be on April 9th at the Bennett Center. Starts at 6 sharp, so doors open at 5. Get there early and get your clicker and voting card. Plenty of parking at Gordon College. So this morning we can work our way through the warrant articles, and I'll just give a little update on each one, and then
Are there any warrants? I don't get them. I'll have to go to town hall, yes.
No, I had it online. I'm trying to pull it up.
There's somebody else. Oh, you don't have one?
I don't get the mail because my
Yeah, you can check mine.
Address is tricky?
yeah.
We
South
don't
Hamilton.
have any
so-
warrant booklets, do we, Stephen?
Sorry.
Oh, that's,
oh
yeah.
restart here.
because it's the, it's the Wenham one, that's why.
Yeah, I did one.
So the only other
But
thing,
your
I
address is
want,
Yeah,
Oh, that's why it's tricky.
so I get
Take
Hamilton.
32.
Okay.
so the only
haven't
other
seen
thing, I maybe start to do the intro
I just
one time
just
over.
figured
and just
he'd bring
mention
some.
that the
People here,
Council on
a lot of
Aging will
people.
provide.
Yes, we got
I
that.
think
yeah,
there's
so,
another
right.
thing, yeah.
You gotta-
Starting.
Okay,
Yeah,
restart.
Okay.
Here we go.
Restart.
All right, whose code is this?
Here, you want this,
It's got somewhere.
Looking forward.
Yeah, anything else?
It's nice.
I already read
And you're a teacher.
Should I put that somewhere else?
Yep.
And then
No
we
grades
correct
given,
that.
so then not
Good.
much control.
That's what your code is now. So, good.
So
okay.
where in the Bennett Center?
All right, take two.
All right, so welcome to this mini forum on the town meeting warrant articles. The town meeting will be on April 9th at the Gordon College Bennett Center. That's the athletic building across from the main campus. Plenty of parking there. Opens at 6 p.m. Will be open for registration at 5 p.m. to get your voter card and clickers. So get there early to get the seats. The Council on Aging will be providing van service from your residence to the Bennett Center, but you need to call into the COA to get that arranged beforehand. So this morning we can just work our way through the warrant articles, and I would recommend that before coming to town meeting, please read the full warrant, especially the summary pages up front that was written up by our town staff, a very comprehensive look at the financial situation in the town for both the school and the town side of the budgets. So, excuse me, as usual, article number 1 is the annual operating budget appropriation. Excuse me. And this year, the Article 1 will cover the full municipal budget and the school budget up to the levy limit. Then there'll be a second warrant Article 2 that will cover the override of the school budget. As usual, at town meeting, there'll be a reading line by line of the each department, each budget line in the warrant. And if you have questions in town meeting, we'll just call a hold, and after we read through the first time, the moderator will go back and open up the discussion on each of the ones before the final vote is taken. So I would refer you to the summary up front that gives you a good idea of the categories of the operating budget. And as before, you can see both on the school side and the town side that wages and benefits makes up the bulk of the budget itself. State aid is pretty stable, but certainly not increasing along with costs. So we've continue to work with our state representatives on that. Are there any particular questions on the meeting times, how to get there, what to do about town meeting?
No, I think we're all set unless you have.
Jesus.
Right.
Why don't you give the phone number for people to call if they want to?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
if you're interested in a ride, you can call the Wenham Council on Aging at 978-468-5534.
Very well. Then Article 1, I'll just say that questions there. As you can see, the main drivers are increase in health insurance costs, trash fees for the town, which are partially offset by some use of the free cash, and the fact that we have some additional money this year that came in because of unanticipated tax increase of past taxes due that will be setting up for a special purpose. So, any questions on any of the lines? Usually you can see that it's gone through a very rigorous process. The department started last October. That was reviewed by the town administrator, both the school committee through their meetings and through the select board with its meetings with the finance committee has gone through the process over the last 2 or 3 months with multiple meetings open to all the public to ask the questions. And we've come up with, I think, a budget that meets the needs of what we want to do in town, and yet trying to control the costs wherever possible. So Dana Lara from the school committee is here too. So do you want to take a minute to talk about the school budget as we go from
I certainly
1
don't.
to 2?
I'm not here to hijack your warrant articles. I'm really here just for questions. If
All right.
anyone has any questions regarding the school budget, I'm
All right.
happy to answer them.
So, but we can say that there is a complete packet out on the, gives you a comprehensive view of the school district, as well as flyers circulating around. And if you go to the town website, that's wenhamma.gov, you'll see right on the headline, the main page, that there are 3 or 4 major articles on the warrant articles coming up, including the specialized code, the solar panels, the Route 1A project, and so forth. So I would recommend that. Please look at the town website before you come in. Okay, so that's Article 1 is all the money in the budget. Article 2 is the operational override for the Hamilton-Wenham Regional School District. And of course, that's generally a 2-to-1 split roughly between Hamilton-Wenham based upon the school population. And that will require a simple majority to pass. Excuse me. Okay, Article 3.
Hold on a moment.
Yep.
The select board, there was one that did not recommend this, the passage of this. What was the reason for why he did not recommend it, or that person did not?
That not recommended, with no stated reason other than thought that I think was leaning towards too high tax rate.
Okay.
I believe that, because that's not my
Yes,
opinion. All right.
Yes,
So
yes.
just for clarifications, I'm Hamilton resident, by the way. The Article 1 is the town budget?
No, the Article 1 is both the town and the school budget up to the levy limit.
Up to the
So
levy
it
limit?
funds the entire municipal
Okay, so
budget.
that is within the 2.5.
Yes,
uh,
and it
Okay.
provides the bulk of the school budget. Then that small increment of the override on the school budget is addressed in warrant Article 2.
Okay, so Article 2 is likely to be talked about a lot at the town meeting?
Could be, yes.
Could be, okay.
But Article 1 is, the recommendations from all boards is favorable.
Yes.
So that's all good.
Yes.
So Article 2, and how much would an average taxpayer see the difference? I mean, your taxes are gonna go up, that's normal, right?
Yes.
And so for Article 1, how much would it say, $1
Well,
million?
excuse me, to give you a scale, so Article 2 is asking for $438,000 from the town of Wenham side.
Okay,
Whereas if you flip back to the total budget, you'll see that we're talking roughly $25 million town budget, all right? So it is a fairly small increment
percentage, yes.
that you're putting on
Has
top.
anyone calculated what would that mean to the average, I'm gonna say $1 million house, because it's probably getting.
Well, million is about the average, so, and we have roughly 1,500 of those. So you divide that in, and it's roughly, off the top of my head, $300
Annually.
$300
Yeah,
per person
annually,
annually
yeah.
for the override.
for the override, yes.
That's helpful.
So question, Gary,
Yes.
just clarification. Article 2, no matter how it's voted, is not gonna change the previous pages in Article 1.
No,
That's right. In other words, this is the budget. that-
yes, Article 1
So we
will
vote
fully
that-
fund the municipal
Right.
and mostly fund the schools.
Okay, so we're not gonna go back and change any of these line items.
We'd hope not.
Well, that's on the separate.
No, that's, as a result of Article 2, no. Article 2 stands by itself.
Yeah, I can see people now say, wait a minute, if I vote yes or no on this, what's it gonna do to all?
Has no effect on the one.
Okay.
All right, so Article 3, excuse me,
You know, Article 2, it also has a favorable recommendation from the boards as well, so that's,
yes, from both,
that's important to know.
yes, from the select board and the
Yes.
FinCom, that's what we
So Article
said.
1 and 2 are both favorable.
Yes,
Okay.
we see that,
They've done a
Especially-
lot of research, they know what they're, so
Yeah.
it saves us as citizens, because you guys have done all the work.
and certainly Article 2, there's critical issues. We're talking teacher positions there, and from my point of view also, the security changes to the school.
Important.
Well, Dana, maybe you could speak to this question. What's the difference between Article 1, Article 2? If Article 2 does not pass, what does that affect in the schools?
Go, yeah.
So, to be clear, the entire budget, the school committee has approved to put forth to the voters the entire budget to both, and it's divided between the two towns. The budget that we put forth includes this override money. It was only divided up because of the levy limit. It
Right.
wasn't divided up because the school district thinks that these are in any way extras.
Okay, that's what we're trying to
To
say,
be
yeah.
clear, the budget with the override, including the override, already has a reduction of 7 full-time equivalent staff members. We have already cut our budget to be
Significantly, yes.
significantly. Again, we have, and I won't take too much time, but we have a very small increase in student population. Most of districts in Massachusetts are seeing a decrease. We've had a very small but increase, and we're looking at fewer staff. If this override doesn't pass, we're looking at cutting potentially 24 to 26 full-time equivalent positions, staff members, not all teachers, it could be other staff members. And then to Gary's point, this budget includes some significant student safety and teacher safety things that would not be able to be accomplished without the override. Security vestibules, I don't need to tell any of you that our schools, all of our schools need to be secured.
Right. Thank you.
Anything else on 2? Excuse me, not doing well here. Article 3, we want to create 2 stabilization funds. We've seen in the past that when we have a major purchase, such as a fire engine, that suddenly your level budget has this big bump in it. So we have money flowing through term free cash this year. So we anticipate setting aside some funds to start to build up money both for building and for vehicles, so that 4, 6, 8 years down the road, when that big ticket item, new pumper truck for the fire departments runs, $600,000 today, probably close to $1 million by then. So we'll have some money built up, so that won't create that big bump in the budget. So Article 3 establishes that fund, or those 2 funds. Article 4 is the use of free cash, which is, as everyone knows, a bad name. It's not free cash. It's the money that flows from previous year over to the current year. And each year we now have a 5-year plan in place to fund capital projects within the money available from the free cash certified by the state. So some of these are small, some are a little bit more significant. So we continue to work on updating the town's IT, the cemetery in the town. There's the usual vehicles from DPW, as well as the Chapter 90 supplement. And those that are new, Chapter 90 is the state aid we get for roads. And each year we use some of our free cash to up that so that we can have the potholes fixed, the new pavement done, such as last year we did Arbor Street. So each year we do a segment of the town roads. COA, we're going to get some renovations done to that building. And then as you go down, there are some plans under land use. I put out the Downtown Vibrancy Plan, Complete Streets Consulting Project. And those you may have questions on, but basically those are studies that will hopefully lead us to larger state grants, maybe 10 times the investment that was put in here. As you may know, we have a joint library. Wenham manages that as one of the joint things. And so this year you'll see the library parking lot will be repaved. As usual, we fund the police vehicles, weapons replacement, and so forth through capital needs through the free cash. So,
What's the food project?
which one?
What's the food project?
The food
Still
project.
sponsored?
So yeah, so that's a good one. So at the Reynolds Farm in Wenham, the food project is a youth training organization that combines leadership and farming together, and that ties up local, generally high school age kids with inner city kids. And the food project has large farms at Lincoln and Wenham and smaller urban farms in Boston and Lynn. So what this does is it is providing Wenham is basically providing a scholarship to make sure that we have a availability of someone that's really into farming and also into leadership to be able to attend there.
So is that for more than one student?
That's one student.
One student, okay.
One student, and that's the advantage to the food project is just some numbers off the top of my head. I think year before last, the combined farms provided 200,000 pounds of fresh vegetables to any city market, and the students actually take it from planning to planting to harvesting to marketing, delivering, and selling. So the entire cycle. So the students do it, and a lot of the food also goes to a Accord Food Pantry and to local Enon Village and so forth. It makes access. So we thought it's a good idea that as all these projects always looking, it's nonprofit looking for funding, that the town can step up and put a little bit of money into that very well worth activity. Any other questions on the use of free cash? All right. Article 5, several of these are just the usual ones. The CARES Act, back under COVID, the federal gave us a lot of money. We applied and used it for various sources, and some of that, when it was submitted, said no, that doesn't quite qualify. So we've already paid for this, but we just need to correct the balance in switching accounts. So that's all Article 5 is. Article 6, cooperative housing exemption. So some seniors, especially disabled veteran and client, the town provides exemptions off your property tax if you unfortunately fit into one of those categories. But we found that we don't really have the paperwork in place for cooperative housing. And this mainly applies to housing such as the Maples. So if you're a resident in your home, if you're in a rented apartment and so forth, you can apply for exemption. But on cooperative, we did not have the process in place to let that tax exempt process go forward. So all this does is correct our administrative staff. Article 7 is funding our proposed, still underway library union contract. Article 8, as usual, is there is some late submissions of bills, and by law, if it comes in after the end of the fiscal year, then you have to go back to town meeting and say, hey, we didn't appropriate the money for this, or it came in late. So all this does, and it's really a pittance, $4,700 that we have to pay old bills. Article 9 is the usual transfer of the cemetery and trust funds. So if you buy a cemetery lot, that has to go into a separate fund, and then that gets transferred into the cemetery principal fund to be maintained over the years. Article 10 is the usual request from the Water Commission to take money from their operating budget and put it into the capital reserve fund. And basically what that does is if there's some sort of water emergency, major break or so forth, that they have a fund readily available to take that maintenance or fix right away. The water department is also needs money for looking at well number 2, and that's funded by the water bill resource themselves. So water is going to become a major issue in the years ahead, as we already know from drought years and so forth. And this is a small look at one of our wells to keep things working well.
Where's well 2? Where's well?
Well 1 and 2 are both off Pleasant Street
Okay.
at the southern end of Pleasant Pond.
Is there a program in place now to replace all the lines that are
No, your
deteriorating?
lines, that's something a little bit further out in the future, and it will be a major cost. But if you
That's
consider
true.
that most of the Wenham, all the suburb or development areas, basically is from the 50s to the 70s and some into the 80s. But most of those pipes should be good for 100 years. So we're looking at 2040s, 2050s for major water expenses there.
Do you have any information on Hamilton? I do get Hamilton water, and I've had
No.
2 main breaks at the end of
Yeah.
my driveway.
That's the other
And
town.
there's been another one across the street,
Yeah.
all within 3 years. So it's...
Okay, Article 12 is we're accepting the money that the state gives us for Chapter 9, the road work. Article 13 is CPA appropriations, and you can look at your warrant article book and online and so forth. But each year we do have the 3% CPC surplus tax that we impose upon ourselves, and that goes into a fund that handles special open space, historic, and what's the third category? Open space, historic.
Recreational?
And affordable housing, sorry. Affordable housing. So those 3 areas, if you have a project in that falls under those guidelines, then back in December and January, you submitted your application to the CPC. Our town committee looked at those, and this is the list of items that they recommend using our CPC money on for this year. I would point out that I think the major one has always been the town hall bond fund. So we rebuilt the town hall in 2006, so we're just about done with that one. So that's probably been the largest use of the CPC funds over the last 20 years.
What's the condition of the Civil War monument?
So the Civil War monument was submitted by the Veterans Committee, and the Civil War monument, as far as we can see, has not had any maintenance done to it in its lifespan going back to 1876. So just as we use CPC funds several years ago to clean the monuments in the cemetery. The same thing will happen at the Civil War monument that needs to be cleaned and protected.
Doesn't, I guess you have to go really close to see what the deterioration is. It doesn't
Yes,
look
but-
like it's damaged.
But it does, you know, as all I have to do is go up to the cemetery and see what the decades of air pollution and water and rain and freezing
Right,
does.
but we're talking right down here across from Town Hall.
Yes,
correct?
yes. So that
And
needs
is there a lot of lichen and growth on it, or?
well, it's the deterioration. They'll have to clean it, and then this will also include renovations around the site itself. So I believe they're going to put in benches either side to make it another point of interest in the town.
And the fence too.
And the fence certainly needs the renovation as well. Article 14 is the debt exclusion on the high school roof. So the school committee and the school administration for several years now has applied to the state for funding. And so we finally got the approval from the state, and they're going to put in, I believe it is 45.52% of the cost of the school roof. And I would point out that a big number certainly, but understand that it's a large roof to begin with, an ancient roof that's had major temporary repairs put on it over the years, and certainly has constant leakage. And the rebuild, if correct me Dan, will make it fully compatible for solar.
Yeah, it will be what's called solar ready. And that is a requirement actually of the state giving us this reimbursement, but it also would allow at some future point, if we want to put, it's a great big flat roof, so it's a real opportunity for solar moving forward.
Yes, so it says high school, but my understanding it will be over the middle school as well too?
Nope, and I have a little picture here, you can look.
Oh.
So our high school and middle school are connected, but this is the high school roof.
And the
The
middle school
middle
roof-
school roof is just a tiny bit newer.
Newer.
And so it was not accepted into the program.
I see,
So
so
it's a
middle
high
school
school
roof is about, what, 25 years old?
A little older, a middle school roof I believe is about 27 years old, I
Okay,
think.
and the high school roof?
Is there a problem with it?
With the
at
middle
this
school
point?
roof?
Yeah.
No, but that is nearing the, as you get into that close to 30-year
30
range,
years,
that
yeah,
is,
that's what I was wondering. if
nearing
they would
the
just do
end
both.
of,
Okay.
expected
All right.
lifespan. But yes,
Does-
the high
does
school
it-
roof has
Does
the,
it get minor repairs, inspection and repairs annually?
th- yes, I don't know a lot of the details about when that is done, but yes, there, and certainly on the high school roof, we spend about $40,000 annually in repairing the various leaks on the high school roof.
Is that the
Just
original
not
high school
like
roof?
I don't think so,
No,
because the high
that's-
school is,
that was
yeah,
1960.
the high school roof is a little over 30 years old, and the high
Okay.
school is much older than that, so no.
Oh, wow, so the middle
Yeah.
school is very close, yeah, like you said. Thank you.
And speaking of solar, the town is proposing to put a solar field at Iron Rail next to the DPW. So Article number 15 authorizes the select board to sign leases with a company that the company will construct, operate, maintain a solar field next to DPW, and essentially the town will receive a leasing income from that, and are anticipating savings about $800,000 over the next 25 years.
That's
As-
just for the town, and it's not, it wouldn't go to residents.
No,
There
it's,
will be no excess.
you didn't need a square kilometer for the town.
And is it in the current ball field?
Yes, yes,
So that would be eliminated.
yes. So, but it's nicely sited, it'll be next to DPW, where we know we'll have to go all electric by state law by 2035, 2040 with the vehicles and so forth. And the fact that the advantage of this is that the numbers are based upon a small increase in electrical costs, but the town will receive a fixed rate on the electrical costs for the next 25 years. We've already done a similar project on a smaller scale with the library roof, which is working out well.
Is there a cost to this for the taxpayer, or is it just to approve it?
Just to approve it, because essentially a contractor will come in, we're just basically leasing the space to them.
Okay,
And they'll handle everything and hopefully be sending us the checks.
right.
Right.
That sounds like a win-win.
And we looked at the other options there as well, the purchase and so forth, but essentially the size of our staff and the technical expertise needed for this, it's much better to go with the lease option, whereas the company takes care of all the maintenance, takes care of all the things that have to be done with the solar units over the years instead of having the town trying to do that. Article 16, the adoption of the specialized energy stretch code. And we've had public forums on it. There's one of the articles on the website covers the specialized tax code. But the important points, and like all the others, the select board recommended 500 approval on this is a green initiative, but it applies only to new construction. It does not impact home additions or renovations. And if you have a new single-family home, mixed fuel and so forth, that essentially what it does is it makes your house, if you build a new house, electric ready, which currently the state is moving 2040, 2050 to an all non-carbon society. So this is just one small increment, and it takes our current green code and adds on just this small requirement for new construction.
And it is no cost to the taxpayer, is that correct?
That's right.
All right.
Vinnie, you want to add anything to that one too? Because you,
Yes. Your Wenham Climate and Sustainability Committee. You can't always get-
Action team?
Thank you. Climate Action and Sustainability Committee, of course, put this forward, and it leads us into becoming a designated climate leader community here in Wenham and also for Hamilton if it's approved there, and a potential for Massachusetts energy grants of 1.15 million. So we wouldn't want anyone to leave money like that on the table, and so we're hoping that everyone votes for this. Again, with no cost to the taxpayer in either Wenham or Hamilton.
and that leads us into Article 17, the climate change resolution. So this has already been adopted by the select boards, and this just comes to town meeting to have a sense of the meeting, so it has no real effect on any of our programs and so forth yet, but it does allow us to move on to, as Jean said, climate leader designation by the state, which opens up grant opportunities for us. So we strongly recommend hopefully a unanimous vote on this one. Article 18, restrictions on multiple board memberships, was brought up by one member of the select board, and it looked at situations where we've had in the past of individuals sitting on multiple policy-making boards, and our concern was that an individual would have a vote on one board on matters that would come to a second board for the matter, and so that one point of view and one member might have 2 or even 3 opportunities in the past to vote in one article. So as you'll see, as it comes up to town meeting and it's on the website, you'll see that basically applies to select board, ZBA, planning, FinCom, which already has restrictions, and school committee. So we're just saying, if you're going to have a seat on one of those committees, that's your one seat. Article,
Why does that have to be, why wouldn't that be just a selectman decision, a select board?
because it applies to elected positions, that could as well. Right? Because the select board are elected positions, so it has to go to a town meeting to say on a member of a select board cannot be on other committees as well. Or vice versa, someone on planning cannot be on ZBA or can't be on the school committee. All right, Article 19 is, as we saw last summer, we outgrew the Bucca School Auditorium size-wise for some town meetings. If you look around, the only other larger venue in town is at Gordon College. Gordon College is a very busy place, obviously. So what we're looking at on Article 19 is to just have the option of essentially using the high school as a venue for the Wenham town meeting. So current law says you cannot have it out of the territorial boundaries of your town, but this article will allow us to step over the border into Hamilton to the high school to use that facility. And that'll come down to a judgment of the select board each year of what we anticipate will be the turnout for town meeting. Certainly there's one range that we could still perhaps use Bucher. If there's a larger meeting anticipated, we might use the high school, or if it allows you, looking at it, we might still have to go to the Bennett Center on occasion if we really need a large forum. All right, so amendment to the animal control bylaw is an administrative thing that our current bylaw and the Ollie's law on the state level has some different wordage in there, and all this does is align our bylaw with the state. Article 21 is a very important article. It takes a simple yes vote, but 2/3, and what it is 12 years now we've been working on the Route 1A project to try to handle the traffic there. As one of the last steps in this process, the State Department of Transportation has identified small temporary easements that they need on buffering properties. So when this happens, the town meeting has to approve it. Each of the affected parties have been already contacted. The state will use their property, and some of these are just a few feet, and then will restore it to a permanent, back to the way it was beforehand. But it does take a town meeting vote, and we need a 2/3 vote on this. There is a map online, and essentially it's just small parcels where you would expect construction vehicles would encroach as they redo the road and the traffic lights at both Cherry and Main Street and Arbor and Main Street. But we do need a 2/3 vote to get this going forward. We have a lot of time and money already invested in this. All right, so last couple of years we had a long process to get what was called Proposition 3A through. That is done, gone to the State Attorney General, approved that, but the other State Department of Housing has said there's one little tweak that we need, that as we had designated parcels over in Boulder Lane as our zone for 3A, the state says that, well, you have to have those available for sale. So essentially, Article 22 allows the town, through the select board, to put those town-owned properties up for sale. Article 24 is the election of officers. That occurs on the Thursday the 16th at Town Hall. There's lots of information on the town website. Goes from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
What happened to 23?
Article 23 was reserved but dropped.
Is what?
Oh, it's removed?
What? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we anticipated in Article 23, but instead of renumbering all the election article numbers and having to notify the state and stuff, we just left election is on number 24.
Okay, and so I'm on your town website,
Online, it's updated.
Is it updated?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
because
So-
mine just stopped at 23.
Yes,
All right.
it says 23.
Oh,
Okay, 23 is now the election of officers.
Thank you.
This has
So we
no
have-
23, it
yes.
goes from 22 to 23.
Now I understand,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
All right, so that's the warrant please show up. Get there early to get in, because it takes a while to get everyone processed through the clicker and the voter card line.
So it'll be held in the gymnasium?
In the gymnasium. Very nice facility, lots of room, lots of seating will be set up. And we found that the audio setup with the TV screens worked very well there as well. Any other questions?
No, great, thank you.
No, just a
very much.
thank you, yeah.